Hello and welcome back, everyone. You are watching the eISL powered by Coca-Cola. Before we have the event start, a huge shout out to our sponsors, starting off with our associate sponsor, Hero, our esports partners, Northwind Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners, Terra Virtua. Joining along with me is, of course, as always, Azim. And today is again another battle of the bottom order that we do have Hyderabad FC going up against ATK Mohun Bagan.
Yeah, well, always exciting to see these kind of matches because you never know, might see a lot of goals scored. But quickly, let's rush through our tournament format. As always, of course, we are getting towards the end of the league stages. Not too much for these two teams to play for, but it all culminates on the 13th of March. We will, of course, be seeing two 1v1 matches and one co-op. The top four teams, of course, will be battling it out in the finals to be played between the 19th and the 21st of March. And then of course, the top two team members will be battling it out to represent India in FGS 2022.
Oh yeah, and that is what everyone's got their eyes on, right? The chance to represent their country, and only one of those two players can represent. And imagine you just have won a tournament, and the next moment you're going up against your own brother 1v1 to decide your fate. But yeah, along with that, you're gonna get a lot richer because you're gonna take that huge chunk out of that 78 lakh rupees prize pool. And I'm talking about the first position getting 15 lakhs rupees, second position getting 7.5, third with 5, and so on. Reduces down, and the MVP gets a separate 4 lakh rupees and a personalized NFT of the player by Terra Virtua.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think a lot of these players can just try to score as many goals as they possibly can and try to just snag that MVP prize. So still
Yeah.
plenty up for grabs for these guys. Let's see if anybody from ATKMB or Hyderabad FC can make something happen today. But let's have a look at the leaderboard. If you're an ATKMB fan, please look away right now. We don't want to be having a look at the leaderboard. Unfortunately, ATKMB is sitting right down there on just 3 points. We'll be hoping by the end of the season. I think their target should be to try to get to double digits by the end of the season. 1 win and 4 draws, who knows? Anything could be possible. But Hyderabad FC, big disappointment for them yesterday, of course, losing out and losing their momentum. They still can compete and try to get that sort of best of the rest tag, maybe get up to as high as 7th place if Jamshedpur FC's results don't quite go as expected. But yeah, it's not a great time for these guys. All of them, of course, came into this tournament to win.
Yeah.
And let's see who's going up against each other in this game. It's been a while since we saw the ATKMB boys in action. And it is Katie Dillon going up against Adizima and DK going up against Vindra Tej. So it's going to be some fireworks, particularly in that second game, I would imagine. Let's see how it all pans out. And Hyderabad FC, of course, they want to try and, while they have a mathematical chance of making the top 4, they still want to do that. But for ATKMB, I think they should go out and try to have some fun today.
I was kind of surprised because the last time they went up against each other, it was again those easy 3 points secured for Hyderabad FC. They had no troubles whatsoever, but it was the second game where we did see Adizima going up against KT. But today they're going on right from the very start, and Adizima has had a bit of a loss in form lately, especially yesterday. I'm pretty sure he was not happy with the way he performed, and could have clearly done better because that was sort of the last ditch effort that they could have put in to maybe have their dreams of making it to the top 4 alive. But yeah, for ATK Mohun Bagan, it is pretty much over. No matter if they win all their games, also there's no chance that they're gonna come back. But this is a previous matchup that we've been talking about, right? DK managed to win his first game. It was a 2-1. It was a very close affair, if you remember. I still have those glimpses of that game. But for Adizima, it was pretty satisfying, pretty convincing, and then it was a proper bashing in the co-op game. And ATKMB, they've had such an off time that they've not really could get that chance to recover themselves. But yeah, it is what it is. Zim can't really help it out anymore.
Yeah, and well, they'll be hoping to just have a bit of fun with these last few fixtures, and well, a bit of fun while having a drink of water for Adizima. Let's see what they can do. Adizima has had a reasonably decent tournament. He's been generally a fairly solid player, not lost a lot of his individual matches. and 27 goals scored in his 15. For KT, of course, I think he's only managed to win maybe 2 or 3 out of the 15 that he's played, and that's really been where the struggle has been for ATKMB, just not been up there with the best of them. Of course, we know these guys are all great players, but I think a mix of bad fortunes, a mix of bad defending, maybe a lack of coordination in their co-op games as well, has led them to where they are right now. But of course, they're playing for pride, they're playing for the badge, they're playing for all the fans that are watching, and I'm sure they'll want to put on a show. And let's see what they can give us today.
Oh yeah, I really want to see what they have got to offer today as we finally game on. And yeah, I think it's more of an exhibition matchup between these two really good clubs, right? In the real hero ISL, ATKMB on the tippity top, they've been enjoying that spot, but quite not well reflected in terms of the eISL, where at least one of the teams from Kolkata is still on the top. That's SC Bengal with a stellar run, but here we have Adizima already right from the very get-go. He wants to get aggressive. It's a different Adizima that we're witnessing today. He's looking really prolific, really hungry to get that first opening goal in.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's going to get a lot of chances to score. And this is the first one. Oh my goodness, smashed it into that far top corner. And oh my goodness, it's just another day at the office clearly for KT. He's been away from for a while. We haven't seen ATKMB for a couple of weeks, but the fortunes remain the same. Adi Zima, high on confidence, just smashing that past Edward Mendy. Nothing he could do about it. And a very, very early start. I don't think KT had a touch of the ball before that goal happened. He gets his first touch now, and he'll be hoping to try and get his name on the score sheet as soon as possible as well.
Oh yeah, I think KT would love to do that. But right now, with how things have been going on, I think this is the point you would anticipate, or you would really want ATKMB to try and start scoring a few goals for themselves, to start really playing the free flow FIFA. But against Adi Zima for KT, it's going to be an absolute nightmare, because look at Adi Zima. He wants to get one more in, wins the run with Ronaldo, has to take a pause there a little bit, just holding off, playing around with the defender. Then we'll pass it on towards De Bruyne. Would want to give it towards Ronaldo, looking for a cutback, but Cancelo just stealing it away.
Yeah, and looking for that long ball that has been usually the go-to tactic for ATKMB throughout this tournament. Will win the corner, so maybe he's got something up his sleeve. Maybe he has been working on things. No, just decides to go for that short corner, blasts into the box with Neymar over there, puts the ball in, stands it up at the back post. Not a bad idea over there. And considering he did have Rudiger, who's pretty good in the air, but unfortunately didn't quite work out. And Rudiger there was one of the team of the year cards. Very, very effective defender, both in the game and in real life for Chelsea. But not an effective pass over there, you'd have to say, for Hyderabad FC, for ATKMB. And Hyderabad FC now, again, getting forward, lots of bodies to choose from if he can get away from these two defenders that are hassling him. And a foul conceded, and it's a free kick for Adizim.
Yeah, feels like a corner almost. But yeah, I think it's going to be Ronaldo just taking it. It's a short pass given towards Mbappe. Would want to give it back towards the right back Hakimi that we do have over here. And now it's already 20 minutes up, and Hyderabad FC, it's a whole different version of Adizima we've seen today, right? Ideally, he's one of those players who loves to play on the counter attacks, who's very good defensively. And today, he is really feeling like he wants to go all in. He wants to go all in. He wants to play full attacking style. Now, that has been the go-to mantra for Adizima in all these 23 minutes that we are seeing him. Such a good press of FIFA being displayed, and seems like Katie Dillon has had no answers, but this is a really good cheeky move that he's made. Went in for the little cross, has got it on towards Ronaldo, has a dying chance to take that shot, but an offside early on.
Oh, very unfortunate there to be offside. I think he'd worked that really, really well, and looked like he was just ready to pull that trigger. You could see Adi Zima was all over the place trying to move his keeper far post, near post, wherever possible, and well, he's got offside as well. So good to see signs of life from KT over there as well. That he's not just given up the ghost. He's going to try and give this all he can, and would have wanted a free kick maybe over there, but again Adi Zima giving that ball away with the ball down the line. And this is a big opportunity. Needs to take that shot. He does. Boom! Into the bottom corner. KT Dhillon not even reacting. He's like, okay, can I go home now? I've done my job. I've scored my goal. I want to go to sleep. But no, it's great to see him on the score sheet as well. Lovely, lovely finish into the corner. Of course, using that team of the year, Cristiano Ronaldo, and all the shooting prowess that comes with it. And yeah, a little glimmer of hope. If ATKMB can somehow manage to get 3 points today, I'm sure they'll be very, very happy with that. And I'm sure the fans of ATKMB will enjoy having something to cheer about in the eISL.
Yeah, of course. And the way this goal really went in, it was much needed, right? You can't really show that you're intimidated by Adizima's presence. And one of those really experienced players in the FIFA circuit. We've seen him in the previous FIFA tournaments also. It's been a year and more. But now, again, balancing studies and playing competitive FIFA has been too much for Adizima. But he's maintained that really good balance. Can also go for that shot being scored with Mbappe. Oh, that's ludicrous. And that would have been really preposterous had that really gone in. But yeah, thankfully, it did.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the player was completely off balance over there and on the weaker foot. And of course, these things really, really matter in case there are people who are new to playing FIFA. You can't just take a shot and expect it to fly in. The body position has to be right. Where the body is relative to the ball needs to make sense from a footballing POV as well. And of course, then there's the stats that come in, whether it's a 5-star weak foot or a 4-star weak foot, or all of that gets factored in. So can't just shoot the ball and expect to score. Otherwise, everybody would be playing the eISL. But yeah, it's KT did have an opportunity over there to create something, but couldn't quite take it. And at 40 minutes, I think KT will just be happy to be in the game, be level, and because you never know if it stays like this up to 70, 80 minutes. Suddenly Adizima might decide that he wants to go a bit more attacking, and KT could grab himself something on the counter attack, or maybe he can surprise us all and really start to take this game absolutely by the scruff of the neck and take control of this match.
Yeah, I think KT, after conceding that early goal, then he scored one in, and he's been looking confident ever since, right? He's been making the right passes, but he's got to really watch out for all these offsides that he's committing and giving the ball back to Adizima. But no problems. The ball has been stolen back again, and this is a very promising chance. Has to go and take a shot at it, and there you go. KT Dhillon, just before the end of the first half, gets a lead into this game, and Adizima just could not believe and digest what happened.
Yeah, just absolutely shocked over there. KT, just very, very simple. Adizima overcommitting on defense, not something that you usually associate with him. Usually very calm and compact and composed while defending. And he's going to try to get a goal back from the restart, but of course, not enough time. And it does end with 2-1 the first half in favor of ATKMB. You can see no real expression on KT's face. Maybe it's just the disappointment, the annoyance of how this tournament has gone so far. He just wants to get that result and move on if he can, and he would love it if he can get that win. If Vindratej can go out and grab the win as well, ATKMB can potentially move up. Hopefully, get into double figures by the end of the league stage as well. I think that would be. I don't think it's any consolation to them, but it would be some semblance of a recovery as the second half now has kicked off. And KT again is getting forward, and he's got in there with Ronaldo and forces the save from Donnarumma. And suddenly, Adizima absolutely all over the place. Neymar gets in. Will he look for that cutback? Goes for the roulette and wins another corner. Yes, he does. Now, will he go for the same thing again? This time goes the opposite direction. With Neymar, of course, has that 5-star weak foot. I think that will be offside. There we go.
What's happening in this game, Jade? Both these players, no holds barred. It's a street brawl, is what we're witnessing from these two sides. And yeah, KT Dhillon, before all his games do come to an end, he's just keeping his heads held up high and showing what he's capable of. But this could all end with Adizima receiving the ball, but Rudiger coming in to make that very interesting intervention and making sure that possession gets taken away. And ATKMB, finally, the fans have a reason to celebrate, right? Uh, at least in this matchup, yeah, their journey in the eISL did not go as they wanted to. But for Adi Zima, this could be a shot, goes for the goal. But no, deflection coming out, and now it's out for a corner.
Yeah, again, I think Adizima is a bit rattled after conceding those 2 goals. Really second guessing himself over there. You would have expected in that position that he would absolutely bury that into the top corner, but wasn't to be. Has a chance again to keep going, has an overload on that left flank, but decides not to use it. And pretty compact, pretty good defense from KT so far. It looked like it may have been a foregone conclusion at that 1-0 very early on for Adizima, but full credit to ATKMB and to KT. He's really dug in there. He's found the grit and the determination to come back, and he's defending with all his might as well. Now with Cancelo getting into the box and the cutback there with CR7 has the shot. It's blocked, and KT has a big chance to counter over here if he can spot it. Yes, he has spotted it. And now, with the two Ronaldos, will he look to combine? He finds Ronaldo 9. Well, was going for a rainbow flick over there and got that rather comedically wrong.
So now it's 60 minutes gone into the game. ATKMB, they have a lead. And, if they can see this through, I would love to see those 3 points increasing up to 6. But maybe we're speaking too early. But Hyderabad FC, from what we know, Adi Zima is made of, he's definitely not going to be happy about losing this game. It's a little bit of tricks on display over there, passing it on towards Ronaldo right now. Moving in from the left wing, we'll have to look for a cross, maybe, or maybe a cutback, but no, Hakimi steals the ball away and gives it away towards Marquinhos. Could have been a really cheeky steal had that leg really connected over there for CR7. But regardless, now Adizima was trying to get on an attack of his own, has somehow managed to retain back the ball, possession as well with Neymar. Gets a through pass on towards CR7 over there. And it's so much of a back and forth of FIFA, right? And they haven't really tried anything really out of ordinary, nothing really, you just go bamboozled. But it's been pretty standard of a good FIFA game going on between these two gentlemen as they still fight for scoring one more.
Yeah, and well, Adizima now trying to be a little bit more patient with his build-up. Really try to squeeze KT and try to force him into a mistake. Now with the overload using the fullback, he's got Cancelo over there, finds the ball to Ronaldo and Mbappe. Twists, turns, has the shot, hits the crossbar. And well, is that going to be the story of Adizima's day today? It's just not quite going his way. And again, KT manages to dig himself out somehow of that attacking situation, and yeah, he'll switch that nicely, go to the right flank and find Hakimi, and then can look forward with Mbappe, but he's given it away.
Oh, this is so terrible. In those final few moments, he would not want to get those hiccups. As Adizima, he's a prolific scorer, and we know if he gets those opportunities, he's going to strike. He did score that early one in, but ever since then has been silent. Has been trying to build up those chances. Gives it away with De Bruyne. Passes it on towards Mbappe. Still not through those defenders over there. Has to do something. But no, somehow KT manages to hold him off. Now he's on an attack of his own. And, this is getting really interesting, really cagey towards the very end. As Hakimi steals the ball away. But Cancelo takes a dig at it. And still maintaining, making sure that he wanted to intercept the ball away. But there you have it. KT Dillon building on that attack, and if we can get one more, that is a good night for Adizima, as a little too many defenders for him to get past, and finally gives the ball away.
Yeah, he could have, if he played that pass a little bit earlier, maybe he could have got the striker in over there, but Adizima now has 7 minutes left to play. Let's see if he can try to salvage a draw. He is onside this time. Will he go for the chip? He sat down the keeper. And it is in. It is in. Adizima finally making that pressure pay, sitting the keeper down over there, and then showing the composure to just chip that back to Mbappe, who had to just finish into an empty net. And you can see Adi is annoyed with himself. He still wants to go out and get that win as well. And I'm sure that's what he's going to be looking for. I wonder what KT's approach is going to be. Will he be happy with that draw? or is he going to try and get a win for himself?
I think this has always been the quintessential problem with ATKMB, even on their really good days, right? They start scoring goals. They do have that advantage just to give it away, and sort of takes you right at the start of the eISL. If you remember that matchup, Varsi going up against
Yeah.
Bindratej and conceding those three goals and letting Varsi come back right in. I think has been one of those issues that was not really looked into for them, and as a result this is where they are, right at the very bottom with just 3 points. So many games played, but only that one game is what they've managed to win for themselves. And yeah, there you have it, right? Not a lot of time remaining, but yeah, the question still remains: is Adisima looking for a winner?
Well, he's definitely looking for a winner. You can see there's a big gap for him on that right flank to exploit. He's got Hakimi forward as well. Will he go for a cross? No, he's going to take his time. He does have time on the clock to use up. And now with Hullet and De Bruyne, let's see what he does. He's not the kind of guy who usually goes for those long range shots. He's going to try and work a clean scoring opportunity. And he's going to need to do it pretty quickly because time is more or less up. And if if KT DeLong can put a tackle in, no, he didn't even need to. Time is up, and well, not a bad result, you could say, for KT DeLong. He would be annoyed that he couldn't hang on to the win, but at least it was a good close game. It was a competitive match, and that's really what we all want to see right now.
Yeah, I think that is something that even the fans of ATKMB can, accept, right? It's not a defeat; it's still a draw. And against a player like Adizima, that's more than what KT could bargain for. So that's a good sign. And he put his hearts into the game. It was just not enough. And the first game ending in a draw is what we have for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. But the second game is going to be a whole lot interesting. DK going up against Winterfage. I think the last time they went up against each other, it was DK who found that finisher, who found that winner in that very late stage of the game just to win it against Winterfage, and that was a very iconic match. But today we've got to see how they play. But for now, I mean, this entire matchup, if you have to sum it up, it was all about Adizima going all out on attack in those early phases of the first half. Did manage to score that one goal, but towards the mid and late phase, it was where KT Dillon took control of the game. He managed to score two in, and again towards the very end, it was Adizima who found the equalizer at the very crucial moment.
Yeah, and well, you have to feel for KT. I think he played a good game. He was pretty solid on defense as well. Just couldn't quite take his chances in the second half because he did have his moments and just didn't quite work out for him. And then rode his luck at times, getting those saves out. And well, draw, not the worst result. I think if Vindatej can go out there and well, get something out of the game against DK, they might still fancy their chances. And there we go. This is the goal, of course. A potential Terra Virtua super moment of the match right there with that very, very important equalizer.
Yeah, that equalizer was so necessary over there, right? Because again, Adizima, he's playing for his pride. We know that a player of his caliber and potential, you would expect him to win games like this. But this hasn't really been a run that Hyderabad FC imagined when they started their opening games, right? They considered themselves to be the dark horses in this tournament, but could not really convert that into fruition. But the voice in my head says that we do have Katie, who is waiting for us inside the studio with an exclusive interview with him. And Katie, well, a really formidable comeback from your side to all go down into the waters. How do you feel about this draw?
I feel kind of a bit sad because I was in the lead,
Yeah.
so but I was down as well, so that's the game. But like I would have liked to stay in the lead, and I tried. I covered that pass as well, but he is a really
Yeah.
good player. So GG's for the draw. Like GG's to me,
Yeah.
like he's a really good player. So I'm not that sad.
Well, I mean, for you, if you had held on, I think you'd been much happier with that. But how are you guys
Yeah.
approaching the tournament now? Of course, it's been a bit, I mean, a bit of a disappointment for you all. So now, how do you approach coming into every match day? Do you come with the attitude of, "Chal, let's have some fun, let's enjoy ourselves," or is there still that little pressure when you come in?
Nah, man, there's no pressure. I just like came here to enjoy myself, and you could see with my goals as well. I was just trying to like be creative and have fun. So like,
I mean, yeah.
there's nothing on the line, so I'm just going all out, having fun.
Yeah, I think that pretty much is how a lot of other teams are at this point, also having the approach towards it. But tell me about your future prospects now that EISL is almost coming to an end. What about your competitive career? Are you gonna resume it? Are you gonna look for
Yeah, yeah.
something else? What about it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be fully focused on my pro career only, on FIFA only. So I'll go back, like, practice as much as I can and be ready for next season. And
Oh,
I'll try for FGS next season. I didn't try this much this time because I was busy with the ISL, but I'll try next season.
all right.
So
Well,
I'm be ready
awesome.
for that.
Yeah. We hope that we see you in all the big tournaments coming up soon, and all the best for the remaining two games as well.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Cheers. Okay, so he's setting goals for himself right now, and I'm pretty sure once he's getting done with this tournament, he's gonna go back home, take maybe a few weeks of breaks, and he's just need to get that hard reset on. Right, he has had a bad
Yeah.
tournament, and then just completely clean off the slate and start afresh. Look at the issues that he was having, and maybe he's more of an individual player. Maybe a lot of a lot of things that he needs to reconsider. And once he does that, I'm pretty sure when the next season of eISL really commences, we're gonna see Katie Dillon, whichever club he's gonna be playing from. If ATKMB do manage to retain him, also he is going to go big.
Yeah, absolutely. It will be interesting to see, of course. I mean, we're barely just about in the end of the league stages of this season of the ISL. So, bit too early to start thinking about next season. But there you go, DK. He's a guy who's been grinding quite hard. You can see a 2000 plus skill level score. But Benzatej as well has been putting in the hours, getting up to about 1900. Also, on his day, a very, very formidable player, a guy who, if you give him the opportunities, you give him the breaks, he will punish you for it. And DK is going to be need to be wary and be on top of his game to try and get that win. Of course, we do know DK also a very explosive player in attack. And for Bindratej, it's always been the defense that has been found just that little bit lacking. But he'll be hoping to, just as Katie said, have a bit of fun, express himself, show the world what he's capable of. He's got 30 goals in his 15 games. So maybe if he smashes in five or six in the next one or two games, he could potentially still put his hat into the ring for that MVP debate.
Yeah, I think, yeah, of course. I mean, the kind of a player that he is, we've seen him. He's always got it in him, but quite hasn't really been able to reciprocate to his thoughts, right? React to the situations, and we know, like, Bindatesh has always been an attacking type player. The only big issue, the only major issue that I found. Is his defense, right? His defense has been a little lackluster, and I'm pretty sure that in the next eISL, if he's coming up to play, he's gonna work on that. But for DK, one of our favorite players, right? Personally, for me, always has that little smile on his face. Always enjoys when he scores a goal, just like you would want an esport athlete to be, not just inside the game, but even outside the game. So. Yeah, really pleasing in when he comes on for those interviews also. So yeah, one of those kind of players that you really like watching him play. And yes, when Ankit Gupta says DK के साथ ऐसा ही होता है, it really becomes real.
Yeah, well, let's see. DK के साथ तो बहुत कुछ हुआ है, and let's see if and you can say also Bindratej के साथ बहुत कुछ होता है. We've seen him involved in some of the most dramatic matches in the eISL as well, and he'll be hoping to get those 3 points for ATKMB as well. Just try to make that table look a little bit more respectable, shooing his teammate away, saying, "Give me the space, let me get into the zone." And there we go. We have kicked off. It is Hyderabad FC in the yellow up against ATKMB in their away kit, and it'll be interesting to see how Bindatej particularly approaches this. Is he going to go all out attack, or is he going to start a little bit cautious?
And I think an all-out attack is what he really loves to do. But in this particular game, I want to see because the way things started off, DK was clearly not comfortable in playing passes like that. But little shenanigans coming in from Bindite's side. That could be a really deadly pass with Ronaldo. He's got to take that shot.
Oh.
Goes for the far post, but Mendy and with his reach, making sure it just settles down with a corner.
Yeah, I think my question was answered straight away over there. Bindratej is going all out attack from the start, and that's what we want to see. That's what the kind of entertainment we want to see. And there you go again. Gets in with Ronaldo this time, puts it in, and oh my goodness, Bindratej is in the mood today.
Oh yes, he's gone all out, right? He's always keeping. He was always there. He had the potential. He had been scoring a lot of goals, but there you can see clearly descent on Mendy's face, right? He could not do much out of that. DK's defense was absolutely in shambles. The way he opened through, and from here onwards, we really gotta see if DK managed to score one in, because DK, a class of his play, the way he likes to play, he's been scoring some really amazing goals lately, especially that one volley that he received with Ronaldo, and then he scored that one in. So we've seen he's got a plethora of attacking styles, a lot of options that he can execute. And look at Bindratej, he was looking for that through pass on towards Ronaldo Nazario. Did not quite happen as he wanted. Got intercepted by Hyderabad FC, but now he has managed to retain the possession.
I think what really struck me was the ease with which Bindratej was just able to cut through DK's defense entirely. And maybe DK now will have found something that he needs to tighten up. We do see, I think Bindratej is playing that 4-2-3-1 formation to give him a little bit more stability in defense. But is that going to be enough? DK now getting forward. He's got Hullet in there, but N'Golo Kante does the job. And this is the situation that Bindratej will be thriving on, these counter-attacks, and plays a great ball out wide to Mbappe. Great first touch as well. And will he look to go back and settle it down? Yes, he does. Smart play over there, not overcommitting and overextending his attack without having that good defensive base in midfield setup. And well, trying something a little too cheeky over there, and gives that ball straight back. And now DK will be looking to attack. I think we're going to see quite a lot of goals in this game. That's just what my feeling is based on how these opening 18-20 minutes have gone, because both players looking like they really want to get amongst the goals. They're spamming those skill moves and those tricks wherever possible. Bindratej especially, and it's worked well for him. We see Jorginho in there up against his teammate Kante in the other team, and well, it is nicely marshalled over there. And now Bindratej looking to get in behind, but DK read it before he could get that pass away.
Oh yeah, and this is where he's ought to score, right? Going in and passing the to Ronaldo over there, and he scores. And sort of has been his lucky charm, the CR7. And there you go, his favorite play, resonating in style. And look at that, Hyderabad FC right back. And you're going to give it to the cojones that DK had, going to that last second pass there, finding Ronaldo completely open. All he had to do is just shoot it at the back of the net, and well, it goes in.
Yeah, I think Bindratej will be a bit annoyed, because I think he will have felt that the tackle he made would have been good enough. But oh, DK is in the mood now, goes for the chip, and in the blink of an eye from 1-0 down, it is 2-1, and there you can see DK, he enjoyed that lovely little chip goal, and it is 2-1 Hyderabad FC. And well, what did I tell you? There's going to be goals in this game, and let's see if Bindratej now can add to the collection we've seen so far.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure with the way this game is going on now, Bindratej has a lot to prove, right? Bindratej started off with that early goal, and DK responds back in fashion, and he did that with two going in. Now it's for Bindratej, entirely just opened up DK's defense, finding that space and room, and suddenly ATKMB managed to score the equalizer. And what is going on?
Well, this is what we came here for. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Absolute thriller in prospect. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to like a 6-5 or something by the end of it. Because both players, I think Bindratej does not particularly care about defense in this game. He just wants to go out and attack. He's telling DK, you know what, you want to score a goal, you score. I'm just focused on my attack today. and makes for great viewing, makes for a good spectacle. I'm sure Binder Tej will be annoyed with the second goal, particularly that the first goal that he conceded, because I think he will feel that he had timed that tackle just right. But yeah, the cheap giveaway over there, not the kind of thing you want to be doing. It is, of course, 2-all, and we're going to see a lot more chances before this game is up. It's just 33 minutes played, and now again, Binder Tej getting that counter attack going. He finds Ronaldo, has Pele available as well, has Mbappe available as well, goes back to Ronaldo, and almost got away from one, couldn't quite get away from the second defender, and that move fizzles out, but almost given straight back. Jorginho just about rescuing that situation for DK, and good high press again from Binder Tej. He just wants that ball back, he wants to play as soon as he can, and again trying to get that quick turn in with Pele. This time DK, I think, has got a little bit wise. He's been beaten twice by pretty much the same trick, and he's going to make sure it's not the third time lucky.
And yeah, I think heading into the first half, and it's 2 each. Can it be 3-2? Oh, the audacity of DK in trying to take that shot, and well, 7 out of 10 times that does go in with Ronaldo at least. But now on the counter attack, we've got to see as to how Binder Tej really responds to the situation.
Yeah, he finds the good ball out wide to Mbappe over here. Nice little ball roll to get away, and then using that blistering pace. Will he search for that cross? He's in the position for a cutback. It falls to CR7. Needs to work the space for the shot. He's walked it, and again second guessed himself, but still goes. Oh, brilliantly done! Brilliantly done there by Binder Tej, and he gets that goal, and no less than he deserves. It's a CR7 spectacle happening today. Lots of goals, and I'm sure, for both these boys, one of their favorite players. And here we go. It's 3-2, an absolute epic already underway, and yeah, we're just halfway through, folks.
Oh, I mean, this is exactly what the viewers are here for, right? This is exactly what we signed up for. This is sort of like an exhibition matchup where they're just putting their bodies on the line. Some really amazing FIFA on display. But at the same time, DK really needs to start looking at how opened up his defenses have been, especially on the center line. So clearly could work upon that, and the same has been the case with Binder Tej. But ATKMB having scored 3 would really be happy. And there you go. The first half whistle has finally been blown, and the showcase is the end of it. And KT is like, क्या कर रहा है भाई? और 2-3 goals मार, कैसे ऐसे defenses छोड़ रहा है? But yeah, I mean, apart from that, I think Binder Tej had no complaints other than those little loose defensive plays that he's been making. On the attack, he's been better than ever.
Yeah, and this was really, really good from DK, you have to say. Probably my favorite goal of the half so far, with the exception of maybe Binder Tej's third. This time over here, you could see DK's annoyance. He's like, oh my god, same thing happened to me again. And then very good composure over here, just literally spamming those skill moves, trying to get that shot away, and giving us another contender for the Terra Virtua super moment of the match. As we head into that second half, we see Messi on for Pele for Hyderabad FC. No changes for ATKMB, and I'm sure we will see some at some point because his players will be tired from all that pressing. And a very, very quick, fast start from DK over here. Gets in, and Messi hits the crossbar very, very early on. It could have been an inspired substitution there. And this time, cancels one pass, looks for the other, looks for Mbappe. If he's managed to keep him onside, he'll be looking for CR7 at that back post, and still manages to keep the ball, wins the corner in the end.
Yeah, and now it's going to be interesting if Binder Tej can manage to score that one in, and it's going directly into Mendy's gloves. As now Hyderabad FC would be looking to build up a counter attack of their own with Messi. All right. So I mean, again, the question still comes down to the fact that a lot of players have been kind of reluctant into going into the meta plays. The long finesse shots that we've seen, that cutback and the shot going in. And then initially, early on, they could have done so much. But even players like Luke Manu have not resorted to that sort of tactics. But let's be honest, Azim, it has really worked out. But this time, a chance for DK. Could have tried to go in, could have tried to go in for the shot, goes for it now. And there you go, finds an equalizer, and Binder Tej, little sly smile and Hyderabad FC right back at where it all started.
Yeah, and that's a visual you're never going to see in your life ever again. It's Messi and Ronaldo doing the Sue celebration together. Not quite going to happen, but yeah, this is what you get to see in the virtual world in the eISL. And Pindutej does look like he has a pause queued. Let's see what he decides to do. I still don't think the goal scoring is done in this game, and it's not. There you go. It's Pele. Will he go for that shot near post?
What is
Into the
happening?
top corner. It never stops.
Oh God, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. This is a rumble right now between these two players. He scores one, he responds with another, and then it's just a back and forth game. And as we can see, it's already ATKMB getting one more up. And at this point, the Vesh is forced to think, what is going on with my defense? Why am I so opened up? And look at how he played around with Ronaldo in the previous goal. But the way it has been responded back to him, and he says, that's it, ek aur goal main marunga. But at the next moment, look at how there's been no answer towards Pele's positioning, and these two players, they're not even thinking, overthinking, right? Something that the other players have the tendency to go for, and eventually miss out on those shots. They've been directly going at it, and we know, uh, the strikers do have that. Uh, 5-star foot, left foot even. They've got some amazing finishing stats. So not really finding any issues in that aspect. And they've managed to succeed more often than not. But for now, again, we are 63 minutes into it and 7 goals have been scored. And this is where we look forward to Hyderabad FC's redemption as DK is building up his attack. And now we've got to see with Bellingham, who does he pass it on towards next? Goes towards Messi, but Hakimi comes in for a response as a rescue crew and manages to steal the ball away.
And now big counter-attack opportunity on again with Mbappe. He's gotten Ronaldo at that back post if he chooses to use him. Decides to slow it down a little bit. Has he overplayed it? Manages to just about hold on. Tries to nutmeg the fullback over there. Didn't quite work out, and he will win the throw. He will keep possession. A bit of a dummy throw over there. Well worked over there to get the ball to Hakimi. That was quite clever. And now fires it in to CR7 with a lovely little turn over there, but can't quite follow it up. And now at the 70-minute mark, is DK coming forward. He has subbed off Ruud Gullit and got Jude Bellingham in there. And let's see if that has an impact. Of course, looking for maybe that passing prowess that Bellingham gives you, also the finishing ability potentially, but can't quite get the ball forward. And now CR7 on the charge. You can see him using that pace as much as he possibly can, trying to commit him to the tackle. And I think that was a case of him just spamming the right stick and shot cancel and seeing what happened. And DK was able to deal with that, but he comes again. It is 3-4, and it could be 4-all over here with Mbappe. Now with Ronaldo, it's 1v1,
Oh,
but Bindratej holds his nerve over there and manages to position his player correctly. And will be looking to put that ball in behind to Ronaldo. There you go. He goes for it again. That first touch lets him down. He'll be a bit annoyed with that, but gets a bit of a cheap giveaway. Puts it into Pele. Now has the opportunity again. I think he could have just shot first time. Decided to go for a higher percentage shot, and then that gave DK the opportunity to come back. And now DK, acres and acres of space for Cancelo on that left flank. Finds Ronaldo, finds Messi, finds Jorginho, but it fizzles out. And now Bindratej, it's all end-to-end. This is basketball right now.
I'm starting to wonder how are these players not getting exhausted, but this could be nights out if he goes for the shot with Ronaldo,
Oh!
but seems like it is an offside. But regardless, right, as long as Bindratej can hold on to it, I think he's going to be at least securing that 1 point for his team, right? There's
Yeah.
nothing snatching that. And in the co-op, if KT and Bindratej show some really good game of FIFA, I think they're gonna walk off with 3. And yeah, it's definitely gonna please the fans a little bit because ATKMB fans, they're pretty much hurt. They can't believe their eyes at where they're seeing their team in the eISL right now. So a win over here is gonna calm them down a little bit. But right now, getting back to it, it's still 10 minutes of FIFA remaining. right? Anything can possibly happen at this point. And we've seen, Bindratej really going for those long passes and then getting the ball and going for the build up. And this time, Darvesh tried to make the play with Messi, did not really go for the meta shot. Instead, want to go for a pass, but ATKMB read that perfectly well. Again, a long through pass towards Ronaldo. He's got to look for that final pass, but takes a little bit of time, but
There you
then passes
go.
it on towards Messi, and then he scores. This is lights out as ATKMB 5-goal haul for them, and the man behind it is all Bindratej.
Yeah, and there you go. That's 35 goals for him. So he's getting his hat into the ring for that MVP prize. Let's see if he manages to do it. And well, that it seems to be the theme of the day, where the bottom teams suddenly coming up clutch and denying the teams who are in with that small chance of a top four finish, coming and absolutely just blowing out the candles on those expectations. As now we see Messi getting in there. It's Bindratej. Oh my goodness, drilled it across but couldn't quite get that sixth goal. Well, he's been in this situation before, 3-5 in the around the 80-minute mark, and ended up somehow losing it 6-3. I don't think that's going to happen today, although he's trying to do everything possible to give DK another opportunity to get a goal. But yeah, I think this is over and done with. Maybe DK can give us one more goal. Decided to do too much over there. The ball is bouncing on Ronaldo's head. It's all happening. And yeah, Bindratej will just clear that out. And there you go. A big win for him. A big point, and only the second occasion for ATKMB where they will be scoring points in the eISL so far. 5 goals for Bindratej, and yeah, a decent looking day for ATKMB. Of course, they would have wished that these performances had come in the first half of the tournament, but well, still better late than never.
Yeah, at least before the end of all the league stages, if they can at least reach that double-digit marker, they would be pleased with themselves. At least nearby to the remainder of the teams. And from Hyderabad FC, this is unforgiving because again, the players that we are talking about are DK and Adizima, and haven't really reflected in that aspect in terms of the leaderboards, but they still have the potential to be one of the best in the eISL. Just that considering the recent run of form that they've been having, right? They went up against the big guns. They have had a good time defeating them, but now losing to ATKMB like this, at least for DK in this matchup, he's definitely not going to be pleased. But this is again ATKMB not playing with a lot of pressure, right? This is something that even Katie did mention. We are here to have fun. We are here to show our true potential. And look at the class of goals being scored by DK. They were really sublime. But then again, if you're going to be so loose on the defense, you're going to concede goals. And well, he could not celebrate for quite so long.
Yeah, I think got a little too early with those celebrations there, DK, because he immediately pegged back. It was an absolute classic. I think one of the most exciting games that we've seen in the eISL so far, with just the sheer number of goals being scored and chances being created. And yeah, we've had a lot of low-scoring games in these pressure games of late, and now with not as much riding on it, we're seeing these guys really play with freedom. And I think Bindratej will be asking, why were we not able to do this earlier in the tournament? Katie getting a decent result against Adizima, almost managing to get the win. In fact, if not for that last little burst that Adizima managed to put in, and then it was just neck and neck. It was you score, we score, you score, we score. But then finally, it was Bindratej who took control of the game. And this was absolutely lovely, going for that near post finish. And at 4-3, it looked like we might still see more goals from Hyderabad FC, but Bindratej finally was able to see it out in just towards the end of the game.
Yeah, and this particular goal kind of put lights out, right? And the way he played in this game, this shows that how good this player is in terms of his attack. But look at the expected goals. Both of them are sitting at 3.9. Both of them taking the same number of shots. It all came down to which was defended and which wasn't. And ATKMB getting the better side of things. In terms of possession stats, you could still see Hyderabad FC had the better numbers. But that is all that has to. That is all that it has come down to, with ATKMB at least at a bare minimum have that 1 point secured. But for all you viewers out there is a chance that you get to win a Bflect NFT, and in fact you are 100% going to win it, which is worth $19.99. As all you've got to do is head over to www.terravirtua.io/ISL, and yeah, just sign up, and you have an option to choose an NFT of your choice. Now, I have already expressed what I've gone for. Azim says he's still waiting for the league stages to end. Whichever team is going to play good and is looking good, he's going to go for them. But do let us know which jersey are you opting for in the chat section below, as we head on to this co-op battle between these two teams. And yeah, so delighted with ATKMB finally getting a few more points.
Well, yeah, at least 1 point is guaranteed for them, and they'll want a bit of revenge for that last co-op battle they had with Hyderabad FC last time out. You can see they're quite disappointed. Of course, they know they can't get the 3 points. Adizima in particular, which the last time we'd spoken to him, he was still very enthusiastic, still thought that there was the opportunity to get in the top 4. But now, without the 3 points today, it's going to be very, very difficult. And as I said, ATKMB, they were absolutely clapped by Hyderabad FC last time out. And it's going to be pretty interesting to see if they can try and get revenge.
Oh yeah, I think that is exactly what they would be intending to do so. But look at this, an early long pass, and this is something that KT and Bindratej have been working out along, right? We've seen that happen in their individual games as well, and they found a little bit of a room, a little bit of a chicken in their in Hyderabad FC's armor, but it's not going to be that easy, because now you've got Adi Zima also back into the fray, right? He's one of the best defensive players we do have in the eISL, and I'm pretty sure he's got some tactics, some way to deal with this sort of an attack from ATK.
Yeah, well, I think the attack was not the problem for DK, and as you rightly mentioned, defense is going to need to be solid. And conversely, for ATKMB, they're going to need to really find a way to solidify themselves at the back. And well, giving the ball away like that is not going to help their cause. And getting in there now, big opportunity with Mbappe. That near post is open. Well, it actually wasn't. It closed down. It was closed down well by Czech. And early corner for Hyderabad FC. Let's see if they can create anything from it. Let's see what they can do, as we do see that it looked like it was going to be a short corner. It's played to Rudiger, tries to head it down for Ronaldo, and now the counter-attack opportunity is on, and that's well worked. Needs one good pass in behind, and is that the right pass? It almost lands at the feet of Mbappe, but of course when you've got Cancelo over there, Ronaldo on Ronaldo action over there, it does look like it. Now with Pele, I think his eyes lit up the moment he saw that, went for the finesse shot, but was blocked in the end. And it's good to see that this game also is looking pretty end-to-end. Of course, Hyderabad FC will be looking at it as damage limitation. You know, if nothing else, 1 point is what we want. But this is brilliant from ATKMB, absolutely bamboozling the defense over there. An early 1-0 lead, and of course, that does mean you can see Ronaldo still confused about where he wants to run to celebrate within the game over there. But yes, early goal for ATKMB will give them that little bit of a cushion. Of course, Hyderabad FC have to win this game in order to get 1 point. Otherwise, all 3 will be going to ATKMB. And you know what? We wouldn't grudge them those points at all. They've waited so long, and they might be on course for a second goal, but it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, I think the previous goal was clearly Bindratej, and especially these making those really good dribbles in the in the D box. So that's really working out. But now for Hyderabad FC, they're looking for redemption with Mbappe. They will have to look for that cross or maybe a cutback, but nothing, says the defenders of ATKMB, as this time they're more sound than ever, right? Has always been an issue, even in the individual games, in the co-op games. But look at the room that Kante did receive with Pele. He's passed it on, and he was just trying to dribble his way past through. But with Mbappe on that right wing, he's got to use his space. But no, did not let that happen. Hyderabad FC, as now it goes out for a throw with Cancelo. Oh, that could have been a cheap giveaway, but it's fine. It's fine. No harm done.
Just a goal kick over there, no harm done. And there could be some harm done again. Taking a few risks over here are Hyderabad FC, maybe just a little rattled with the concession of that early goal. We did see Adizima score very very early and then suddenly give up 2 goals to KT Dillon. So ATKMB, I did say that they are going to at some point spoil the party for a lot of teams around, and does look like they are spoiling Hyderabad FC's party for sure. Will Hyderabad FC manage to get that 1 point? It does look like they have the opportunity. Is that a penalty? No, it's a goal kick. Got very very lucky with that. No, it's a corner even. So clearly won the ball with the tackle.
Now, whenever Hyderabad FC and ATKMB go up against each other, it's a little bit personal. I'll get to that in just a wee while. But before that, we've got the corner being taken by Hurlit over there. And, well, it goes towards the backlines with Hakimi still having possession. And now, all right, has been stolen away. So it's more of a biryani debate, right? Whose biryani is better. And ATKMB surely have managed to take the revenge, because last time it was Hyderabad FC proving that their Hyderabadi biryani shines, and now today it's ATKMB taking their own sweet revenge. And I personally like the Kolkata version of it. What about you, Azim?
Oh yeah, I'm Team Kolkata as well. Let's not risk angering anybody in the chat, because we do know that biryani is a very sensitive topic. Everyone believes that their biryani is the best, even Mumbai people believe that their biryani is the best, even though it's actually pulao. But let's not get into those discussions over here. This is a big opportunity for ATKMB, almost managing to slide past Marquinhos and get that shot away, but reasonably well defended. And now there is the opportunity to get Ronaldo in behind, and that is taken at the far post. Not really much of an option in terms of the cross, because it is Pele at that back post, not going to win you too many headers. But he could take a few shots, can't quite get that shot away. And now, again on the counter attack comes ATKMB, very, very well worked. And now they are really one good pass away from that goal. CR7 at the back post, that's where you want him. It's lobbed towards Pele, who gets that volley all wrong.
Oh, I really thought for a second that this is going in, and boy, oh boy, had that been there, had that gone through, that would have been insane, right? But yeah, as things are going in, we are almost approaching to the end of the first half with ATKMB really having a good one-goal lead over here. And if in the second half they can get one more, this is exactly what the ATKMB fans would be wanting. But for Hyderabad FC, it's going to be a long, steep climb, as they just don't have to get the equalizer. They've also got to get the winner, and this could be a start of many, but no, says Peter Cech as he comes in and takes the ball away. And now in that last ditch effort, he's trying for all these players to go in and score another one, but possession retained back towards Hyderabad FC.
Yeah, it was an opportunity over there for them to make that counter work, and Hyderabad FC, this is their last chance, or was their last chance. This will just be cleared out. And a good first half for ATKMB. Fist bump. I think a lot more enthusiasm for the game now than there was from ATKMB when the first match started. Of course, it's a different feeling when you're winning, when you're on top, when you're playing well, and it's not a feeling that they've got to experience quite a lot. This was brilliant. This first goal, absolutely sensational for me. One of definitely a contender for the Terra Virtua super moment of the match right there. Beating two defenders with absolute ease and then firing it into that far post corner. And trying to get off to a quick early start. I'm sure we're going to see Hyderabad FC really cranking up that pressure post the sort of 60-minute mark, and they have to. They need to score 2 goals. Otherwise, they're walking away with this game with absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah, and if we can take a look at this, right? The way things have started off for ATK Mohun Bagan, they've been creating so much chances after that. But really, the Hyderabad FC's defense has been a little bit more alert and a little bit more alarmed. But now we've got to start questioning, when will Hyderabad FC get their goal scored? Simultaneously, they've also been creating some good chances, but haven't been the luckier bunch. But for now, ATKMB do retain possession on them, and we're still waiting. As things have started getting intensified, gives us enough time to have this talk over the top 4 teams that are still in contention. I'm really waiting for Mumbai City FC to get back into action, but look at that. ATKMB could have a potential chance, and is that a penalty? Should be 100%.
Yeah, a little too eager to try to win that ball back, and now Let's see. I think it's been 50-50 in terms of penalties saved and scored. And this time into the corner, gambling incorrectly there was Hyderabad FC. Thought it would go straight down. And with the 2-0 lead now, you would back ATKMB to see this out and get all 3 points. But of course, given the way the season has gone, you can never always be sure about how it's going to go down. But they'll be pleased with this performance. They played really, really well today. Across all 3 matches, I think the level of performance has been very good. And for the most part, I think largely superior to what Hyderabad FC have been able to put out. And that is reflected for sure in the scoreline.
Oh yeah, and we've got to see now as how things are going to change in for Hyderabad FC, because now if one goal was too much, then two is just too difficult to handle over here in this particular situation. And
Oh!
Ronaldo finding that break, but
Oh!
no, Mendy's long legs making that reach through, and just when we were thinking it could be a potential 3-0, well, the attack is still on.
Yeah, well, I don't think they could quite believe that they'd managed to keep him onside over there. I thought the flag was going to go up, but it was worked perfectly, and there were so many options. Could have sat down the keeper, could have gone, oh my goodness, it's still going. Could have gone for the chip, could have gone for a shot cancel. So many options there. Just shows I think the simplest, the most industrial one. And now with Hyderabad FC coming the other way, well defended. I still think ATKMB will manage to see this out, or rather for their sake, I hope they will. But I get the feeling they might need a third goal to ensure it.
Oh yeah, they definitely will. And the way this game has been going on, Hyderabad FC at least need to score one more, because right now the kind of form that ATKMB have suddenly found themselves inside this game, there's no looking back for them. They want to go in more. They want to get in a few more goals. It's getting really crafty, like KT Dillo even discussed, getting those Masatules coming in display, but maybe a little too early. Could have done that maybe 0.5 seconds after, and could have been a goal 100%. But now this is a counter attack from Hyderabad FC with Ronaldo not finding any other yellow body over there, and Peter Cech collects the ball and he's happy with
Well, it looked for a moment like he was just taking the ball and running and going home, and he might wish he had, but well, he makes the save over there, and there you can see the inquest beginning on the ATK Mohun Bagan bench.
it.
Ki, bhai, kya kar raha tha? What
we
are you doing?
we used to do this as a child, right? When you go out to play and suddenly you think your team's starting to lose, as like mummy bulari, I need to go, and suddenly the play stops. And this is we've grown over times, and in the virtual world as well, we really thought that that could be the possibility, but he can't escape this virtual stadium. At least the fans won't let him do that.
Well, there was a chance for ATKMB to escape the clutches of Hyderabad FC and really go on a good counter there, but couldn't capitalize. Now with Jorginho, still persisting with Jorginho in that midfield, despite the availability of players like Kante and so many others. And cleared away by Cech, wins that header. Now acres and acres of space for Pele to run into, and it is 3v3. Can also look to find Hullet, and he does go for that almost one back there. But with 75 minutes played, you would think now I think the job is done. I don't see, well, actually, I hope that ATKMB are not going to concede 3 goals, because they've been in this situation before and have conceded 3 goals in 15 minutes. But let's see if they can hold on. Of course, now they're everyone's second team, in the eISL, with the exception of SC East Bengal fans, because they are not going to support ATKMB. But everyone, I think, now just wants to see them do well in all their matches. They've had a miserable tournament so far. One glimmer of hope early on, one cake sent to them. And it still didn't manage to pick up from there, and they'll be happy, even if briefly today, to just have got that result and being the party poopers, shall we say, for Hyderabad FC. Although they're giving the ball straight back, and almost conceding again.
And at this certain point, you got to start hoping that KT and Bindratej win the remainder of the games, even against the big guns, right? If they manage to pull off few disappointments, then things could again start tumbling over for that top four that is so volatile, right? At least SC Bengal, they have secured the top four spot. but other teams are still in contention. Now, again, ATKMB on that attack with Mbappe, and he's just almost out of stamina, but he's not going to stop running for the ball. As now Mbappe is going to take that pass on back towards himself from Messi. He's looking for that
Lovely.
cross, and oh, Hakimi makes that intervention over there, passes on towards Rudiger. And with 6 minutes to go, I would love to see Hyderabad FC at least scoring one.
Yeah, well, I think they might have that opportunity right here because you can see that there is a tactical tweak to get more bodies involved that has happened, but still not quite finding the right ball. It's cleared out. I think he was looking for a pass down the line, but it was, well, just cleared out of the field of play. And now trying to work that shooting opportunity, but ATKMB keeping the defense very solid. And are we about to see the rarest of rare occasions in the eISL with ATKMB keeping a clean sheet? Did I speak too soon? Is there going to be a shot taken? Nutmeg after nutmeg, and Petr Cech is there to save the day once again. And Rude Hullet this time. Yep, they managed to see it out, and on the counter attack now, I think they're just going to, they're just going to try to see this out. Will they show the ambition for the goal? It is sent out to Ronaldo. Keeper comes out.
No
Surely
way!
the chip. Will it make it in? Yes, it is. 3-0 ATKMB. There we go. 3 points in the bag and a clean sheet. I think a very good day at the office.
Yeah, I think this one little goal, they would be delighted with how they play. Finally, a smile on their face. And I really hoped, if they could have kept it all along, like playing like this throughout the EISL, things could have been completely different. Always had the potential of scoring, but in terms of conceding, that's where things went out. But clearly, we know that Katie is really, really impressed with the kind of a shot that Bindratej went in that final moment, and has managed to make sure that they get the win also in the co-op game, which was not really contested by Hyderabad FC.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, they absolutely deserve the win today.
Yeah.
They've worked really hard today, and I'm sure they've put in a lot of work and a lot of practice in the 2 weeks that they've had off. There's been a lot of reflection and thinking, I'm sure, for them. And they want to end the season on a high. As I said, I've been saying this since the start of the season, that these guys, I mean, they haven't had the best season themselves, but at some point, towards the end of the league stages, they're going to ruin someone else's season as well. And I think they've just turned the lights out on Hyderabad FC's season with this brilliant performance. 2 wins and 1 draw, going all 3 games undefeated. Can't ask for too much more.
Yeah, I think this is the moment when they need to start, looking for free burgers and pizzas, right? A lot of teams are going to be offering them that right now at this point, because with this sort of a performance, you would expect them, for that they start winning a few more games, and then the battle for the top 4, like we discussed. Now let's imagine if they take down teams like maybe Bengaluru, or maybe Northeast United, or someone else. Maybe Kerala Blasters still might have a dying chance, or the likes of Odisha FC. But that's again a long shot. Not a lot of games remaining. But from what we have seen today, this was a very clean victory from the side of ATK Mohun Bagan.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be very, very pleased with that. And, well, we are pleased for them as well. I mean, they're always, we're not allowed as casters to have favorites, but come on. Who can't love ATKMB getting 3 points more on the board, doubling their tally for the season, going from 3 to 6 points. So they'll be pleased with that. And Hyderabad FC, of course, very, very disappointing couple of days for them. After being so hopeful last week that maybe they were in with that shot of getting into the top 4, suddenly 2 losses back to back. And it's all looking like it's over for them.
Yeah, and finally, Kolkata Biryani supremacy for all the ATKMB fans. They're going to be delighted. And look at the number of goals that has been scored in this entire tie, right? So much going on, and 15 goals being scored in just those 3 games shows how good they've been. And I'm pretty sure Bindratej must be elated by how he has performed. Like you said, one of those contenders, and you never know, if he keeps on playing like this, might have his hands on that 4 lakh rupees and that personalized NFT by Terra
Yeah.
Virtua. And now let's just head in and find for ourselves, and let's just affirm it because we have our speculations. I don't think the hero of the match is going to be anybody else than Vindra Tej. But let's take a look at that right now and have it officially confirmed. And there you go, 8 goals. So all the goals being scored by this mean man, and he's been so stunning today.
Yeah, Militich really finding his form today. Just deciding, you know what, I don't really care about defending too much today. I'm just going to go out, do my thing, score my goals. And of course, at this stage of the tournament, he can afford to do that. So, well, big ups to him, getting his 8 goals on the board, taking his tally now to 38 goals. And he's going to be very, very pleased with today's work.
Yeah, and this sort of gets him on the race, right? He's at the fourth spot for the highest goal scorers. He's been doing good. Like we've said, right? 35 goals has been scored, and the highest is of course with Ankit Gupta. Now, one of those things that we really need to consider is that Bindatej will not be playing in the playoffs, right? That's 100%
Yes.
confirmed. So this sort of gives enough chance and time for the other players to pick up the pace and score more goals in the playoffs. But now for Bintatej, he's got to keep on scoring goals like this. Like let's say 8 to 9 goals every single day. If he does in the remainder number
Who
of
knows?
matches, who knows? We are all dreamers, right? But now
Yeah.
it's the moment where we've all been waiting for, the Terra Virtua super moment of the day, a moment that did change the tides of the game, and starts pondering, starts putting me into wondering which could that be, and it is indeed the first goal that KT and Bindute scored in the co-op game. Quite decisive because, of course, up until then, we knew that they had been assured with just that one point, right? And after that
Yeah.
goal, we started thinking that, well, they might just walk off with 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. And now let's see what impact this has on the leaderboard. Of course, for ATKMB, no change in their position, but a little bit of respectability. You could say moving from 3 to 6, and of course, with 4 games left to play. Listen, if they win all four,
Yeah.
suddenly they're sitting on 18 points, which doesn't look so bad after all. But I think the target has to be getting to double figures. And I do back these boys to try to definitely manage to get that.
And they have the potential, right? It was just, I think, them feeling a lot of pressure, not just from themselves, but also from the fans. But today, when they went all out, especially, KT also in his starting game, managing to hold Adi Zima is not an easy thing. But, finally, we do have the man of the hour, the one monster that did manage to score 8 goals in just 2 games. Let's head into the studio where Bindra Tej is waiting for us. And wow, Bindra, what a play! I mean, how did you work all those goals along, man?
For me, it was all instinct, to be honest, today. And I was, before coming here, I was like, I just need to score more goals than him because the MVP race is still on for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was, and Katie also gave me a lot of confidence because holding on to Zima was a very big thing, according to me. He
Yeah.
is one of the best player here, and Katie was not in his best form in this tournament, but today he showed his best game, according to me, and that gave me a lot of confidence. And somewhere I knew that I can beat DK, so yeah, that helped me a lot.
Yeah, well, 8 goals today, so 4 games left to go. If you average 8 goals per game in all of those games, I think MVP title could be yours.
It can be mine, but it's a bit, you know, not in my grasp because we will not be playing in the playoffs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Ankit, he's scoring goals for fun. But yeah, let's let's see what happens.
I think you could also start doing that. And I think, in fact, we did feel that you were scoring goals for fun today. And this is, I guess, you in your very natural element, right? You were that beast untamed today in the fields.
Yeah, it felt like the in the start of the tournament when I was scoring goals like this only, but I was conceding also.
Yeah.
But according to me, my defense has improved a bit from that
Yeah.
part, and today I mainly focused on my attack. So yeah, it was a fun game with DK. He was a bit unlucky here and there, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. But what's your target now? Do you like for me, when looking at it, I would saying that the target should be to reach double figures first in the league table and then go from there. So how are you guys approaching it?
So we are taking it game by game only. So we are not focused on the end. no point focusing on the end right now. So
All
we are
right.
taking it game by game, yeah, and the other team should be worried about us, to be honest.
Ooh la la. That is where I was
Yeah.
just getting to, Vindatesh. Now, considering you have got 4 games in hand, I'm pretty sure some big games. What are your intentions? Spoiling the party is because you've already done that for Hyderabad FC.
Yeah, so we don't have any chance to get to the top four, but we can spoil others' chances. So yeah, let's see what happens next.
Well, the spoilers of the tournament. Well, good job, Vindatej. Congrats on the win,
Thank you.
and we will chat with you hopefully again
Yeah.
soon.
Cheers,
Yeah,
buddy.
definitely.
See you, buddy.
I love the way he said definitely. He's so sure right now. And this is exactly the spirit you would want to see from ATKMB players, right? They've always been fighting. But for all you viewers out there, there's again another opportunity for you all to grasp and grab that V-Flex robot, which keeps on dancing around. And especially for ATKMB fans, after that performance, you might be holding yourself back, but this is it. You've got to go for it. Head into www.teravirtua.io/ISL and just sign yourself up, and you're getting this free for which is worth $19.99. And in this really mean world, who gives away a free NFT worth 19.99? I mean, I already had my hands over it, and yeah, of course, Azim as well.
Yeah, and good time to get your
Yeah.
ATKMB NFT because well, they're down at the bottom right now, but come next season, who knows? When they're at the top, could be worth a lot more.
Yeah, could be a lot more. And this is exactly how the mechanism works. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're finally done with all our games for the evening. Before we head out, a huge shout out to all our sponsors, as the eISL is, of course, powered by Coca-Cola. Huge shout out to our associate sponsor, Hero, esport partner, Notwin Gaming, platform partners, PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners, Terra Virtua, for making this event happen. That being said, like we already discussed, the matches for the evening are done. Azim and I, we're going to be calling it a night. We're going to meet you tomorrow. Till then, you guys take care and have a good night.